Hi guys, my name's Ollie from Heads Up Tennis. Hope you all enjoyed last week. I'm going to be taking over the reins this week with some simple exercises that are going to get you prepared for when you're back on court with the very limited space available you may have at home. Okay guys, so basically all we're going to do is get our pulses raised a little bit and get our legs moving. All you need is a line or something that looks a little bit like a line at home. Nice and simple, just going to step over the line with both feet and backwards like that, but we're trying to stay upright the whole time. Okay, so keeping our body upright and looking forward. And I'm using the ball to our feet. Okay, only difference this time is we're getting 1 foot forward and then the opposite forward. But we're trying to stay upright the whole time and look forward. Okay, so it's going to help our balance a little bit and also our coordination. Okay, next one is 2-footed, and we're just bouncing back and forward, but we're really trying to have a nice soft land and using the balls of our feet to spring backwards and forwards, okay, because we don't want to put too much resistance underneath. Okay, those of you that are good at just dance should like this one. We're crossing over, so start off nice and slow, and if you want to build up the pace you can. Right, so good on dance floor. Okay, so we're going to progress on to 30-second drills now. You now need to go and pick up a racket because we're going to do some shadow shots, preparing you for when you're back on court, so we can actually start to swing the racket again. Okay, so to start off, on your toes, in the ready position, you're going to move one side, forehand swing, back to the middle, star jump, then we're going to move on to the backhand side. Backhand swing, star jump in the middle, side steps. You're going to do this for 30 seconds. Okay, remember to make nice big C's with the racket, high finish, back to the middle, on our toes all the time. If you want, if you're a little bit tired now, you can take a little break for 30 seconds, pause the video. I'm going to keep going. So it's up to you, depending on how you feel. You can keep going or you can have a rest and go again. It's really getting the blood pumping around our body and getting our body and muscles ready for when we're back on court again, which hopefully won't be long. Okay guys, so next one we're going to be working on lateral movements with a forehand ground stroke. We've got 3 cones laid out, so if you want to lay these out in your house or in your back garden, and we're going to be practicing the forehand swings, which will be good when you get back on. Okay, so first one we're going to move forward, weight on the left foot, we're going to move back to this position, side step, out to the middle cone, and we're going to go back. Okay, try and keep the weight on our left foot when we're lunging forward every time. Make a nice big C with the racket. Finish high. Again, we're not putting too much weight on our legs, okay, because your body is not going to be quite used to that movement at the moment. Okay, so try and really take the pressure off your legs and be nice and springy all the time so on our toes. If you want to stop the video now, you can. You can have a little break, or you can carry on, it's up to you. What we're going to do now is we're just going to mix it up completely. So you might go to the front cone, then you might go backwards, okay, then you might go backwards again. So try and mix it up for yourself. Quite intense this. Don't know if I'm going to survive a minute. Okay, next one, you guessed it, is a backhand, so exactly the same again. We're going to be working for about a minute if you can manage it. If you need to have a break in between, you can. Same again, you're going to be on your toes the whole time. Okay, but this time we're going to be lunging out onto our right leg, because that's the weight we're hopefully going to put our body onto. So we're going to move forward first, and then we're going to go back. You can do it single-handed or double, it's up to you. Moving back to this position the whole time. Okay. Okay, that's the 30 seconds, so if you want to pause it there you can, or you can keep going, completely up to you. And then mix it up as much as you can. Minutes up, well done. Okay, ready again, so we're moving on to volleying now. Nice and simple, it's going to be lateral movements, side to side again. It's not going to be quite the same footwork form as we would play in a normal volley in tennis, because we want to try and get this movement ready for when you're back on court. Okay, so it's going to be side to side. We're going to swap hands with the racket when we get back to the middle. So it's going to be left-handed volley this side, right-handed volley this side. So it's looking a little bit like this. So it's improving your balance, agility and coordination at the same time. Again, try and keep your head up, facing the camera. So 30 seconds is up, so if you want to have a rest you can, or you can keep going for a minute, like me. Want to up the speed a little bit, you can. And if you need to slow, you can. Woo! Okay, so last week we worked on horizontal movements, going across the court. This week we're going to be working on the frontal / vertical axes, moving forward into the ball, but also recovering backwards to base, because that's what we do in tennis. So we've got 2 cones again. It's going to be figure of 8 movements, and it's going to be clockwise and anti-clockwise, but we're going to leave that up to you. Okay, so we're going to start here in the middle. We're going to move around. We're going to play the forehand. We'll play the backhand back here. Okay, and then I might mix it up. Again, trying to stay on my toes all the time, but always trying to face forward in the court. And then I might change again. So it's going to be inside out forehand, and then the backhand. The inside out forehand, and then the backhand forward. If you need to have a break now, you can, or you can carry on. Okay, maybe I'll slow it down a little bit. Probably a little bit too intense for some of you guys. 10 seconds left. Keep it going if you can. Okay, that's it. Well done. Okay guys, as you can see, I've got a racket and a ball now, so we're going to be moving on to hand-eye coordination skills and developing your touch and feel, because you've missed that a little bit for the last few months, and getting back into actually feeling the ball again. Okay, so we're going to start off on the forehand. We're going to do 30 seconds of that, then we're going to move on to the backhand. We're going to bounce it in front of us. Hopefully you've got maybe a patio or some sort of hard ground at home that you can actually bounce it up and down on, okay, because front room's not really going to cut it for this one. Okay, so we're going to pop it up and down, and you get into a nice low position. Left foot's going to be forward for all of you right-handed players. Left-handed players is going to be the other way around. Keep an eye on the ball, chopper grip for this one. We're just going to pop it up, soft hands all the time. And hopefully when you are back on court, it's not going to feel too abnormal for all of you. So you're going to do this for about 30 seconds. Try and move yourself around a little bit so you're not just stood in the same spot all the time. And if you want to challenge yourself, you can look at the camera like that. Okay, just have a little break, 10 seconds or so for me, but if you want to have 30 seconds break you can, and then we'll carry on the backhand. Okay, right. Here we go again. Same again, but it's right foot forward this time. Soft touch. And moving around while we're doing it. If you want to challenge yourself a bit, you can put it across the body and then move back. A little bit less tiring this one. Not going to hate me as much. Okay, time up, well done. Okay guys, so another activity which is just going to work on our soft touch again. So ball and racket. Hopefully you've got hard surface which you can do this on at home. We're going to start with the ball on the strings. We're just going to be moving around, just catching the ball on the racket, one bounce in between on the forehand and backhand. If you want to swap grips you can, but I'd probably advise that you just keep the chopper grip all the time for this one and just turn the racket and catch it like so. Okay, move yourself around, challenge yourself as much as you can. Hopefully your touch will be this good when you're back on court. Okay, 30 seconds is up, so if you want to just have a little breather, and then I'm going to challenge you a little bit more with the next one. Okay, so once you've had a little break, we're going to move on to the next one. So it is flicking it up and catching on the racket, like so. Don't flick it up too high, maybe just a metre above your head, catch, and then try and do it on the backhand as well. You can even go one each side, like so. Again, you're trying to bring the racket down and just cut the ball like this. If you want to make it a little bit easier, you can keep it lower, mix it up all the time. Well done. Okay guys, so this is another hand-eye coordination drill, particularly focusing on the contact point of the ball when we're actually hitting forehands again. So the first activity is going to be forehands, second 30 seconds is going to be backhands. So we're going to start the ball in your left hand. Again, hard surface is what you need. You're just going to throw it in front, and it's going to be a really slow motion catch and a finish up above your shoulder. Back in position, just going to throw it forward, C, and then finish up high. Okay, so left hand, slow swing, and we're going to catch. Really important that it's slow motion, otherwise you might just time it, it might go astray. Keeping your eyes on the ball all the time. You can even point your left arm and finish up like that. Okay, have a little breather if you need one. Okay, now we're going to move on to the backhand. So I'm going to throw it up in my right hand, and for this one I'm going to do the left hand swing, and I'm going to play it as if I'm playing a double-handed shot. I'm going to have my right hand in front to stop it. So it's going to look like this. Back in position, left hand, we'll finish up there. A little bit harder this one because you're using your weaker hand, so just make sure you're keeping your eyes on the ball. Okay, well done. Okay, so this is the final hand-eye activity. You need 2 balls for this one. We're up in the ante from last week, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult. Probably the most difficult challenge you'll have today. We're going to start with the ball on the strings like this. I'm just going to start bouncing it up like this. Okay, one ball in the left hand, you're going to throw it up and you're going to catch it. Okay, while you're still bouncing it on the racket at the same time. Okay, challenge yourself a little bit more if you like. You've got to throw the other ball up a little bit more regularly. It's quite a difficult one, this one. See if you can do it without sticking your tongue out like me. Very well done. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed our week 2 of getting back into tennis fitness. It's time for our weekly challenge. So we're going to start the ball on the racket, just like this. Okay, and we're going to do some bounce ups on the side of the frame. See how many you can do. And once you get a little bit bored of that, you're going to catch on the racket, you're going to flick it up. Ah!